why is it a tempting thing to reduce religion to a list of rules and put on a pious mask? What is tempting about that?
Well, we were talking about it maybe 20 minutes ago when we said we don't want to feel what's really going on, and it's easier to have just a veneer that I'm a good person, a veneer that I'm doing the right thing without the courage to actually look at the mess inside. And Jesus's challenge is direct. You whitewashed tombs.
Right, that's it.
You're clean on the outside.
Exactly
The tombstone is white, but inside you are full of dead men's bones.
Right.
First cleanse the inside of the cup. Then the outside will also be clean. The temptation of the Pharisee is like, it's the shortcut to sanctity. I follow the rules externally, and then I look good to others, and you get a lot of bennies from that. Right? When people look at you like you're the one who's figured it out, you're the one who got your SHIT together, you're the one who, let me follow you. You figured it out. And I've fallen into that. I'm sure you've fallen. Anybody who's in a leadership role or public role is going to fall into that at one time or another.
I remember once serving with Net Ministries, and one night I ducked into the chapel to say a little prayer, and this pretty co-missionary came in and saw me praying. I took way more delight that a pretty girl thought I was holy than that I was before the Blessed Sacrament. Those things are nice to see and call out, aren't they?
Yeah.
And not to shame either.
Yeah.
Because if you shame them, you'll stop recognizing them.
It's part of our humanity. And to be willing to say, as the little flower did, I have resigned myself to discover new imperfections in myself every day. And in that, I take delight.
I love when she says something to the effect of, I should be discouraged at my sinfulness.
Yes.
But I'm not discouraged.
I'm not discouraged. She was falling asleep in her holy hours.
Yeah.
I'm not discouraged because I know that parents love their children even more when they're falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I know that surgeons, to do deep operations, have to put their patients to sleep. So that I'm content now to fall asleep in my holy hour. There's a bold confidence in the love and mercy of the Lord there that is true holiness that the Pharisee cannot understand.
How do we invite people to let go of the pressure they feel to be at a certain place? Because sometimes when we talk about the spiritual life and it's just surrendering to the Lord, and it still feels like the pressure's on me.
Yeah.
And it kind of turns Christianity into a sort of philosophical program to live by in order to find something, as opposed to, as you just put it, to lay on the table and open up for surgery.
Yeah.
How do we? I mean, I guess this in a way is kind of what the Protestants did when they talked about you just have to accept Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. Like,
and
there's nothing to do. It's just you lay on your back and open your legs. Sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, because that is kind of what it is. If we're going to use the
bridal imagery
analogy, it's all I have to do is open myself
to receive
the Lord's
infilling.
gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, how do we? First of all, do you understand? Because I'm not expressing myself.
No, I think
well.
I know.
Do you know what I mean by the pressure?
Yes.
Can we ruminate on that pressure?
Yes.
So that we understand what we're talking about.
Remember yesterday when we were filming the Love and Responsibility conclusion of our series, we quoted from a retreat that JP2 gave in 1962, long before he was the Pope. And he said, if we put the I must accomplish X first in the Christian life, we have the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
And we put that pressure on ourselves, even to not put pressure on ourselves. Like we get caught in this riptide of, so I'm hearing from the saints like Therese that I'm just supposed to open and surrender. Okay, but now I got to do that. So that's the thing I got to do. There's still, and my confessor has told me, he says, Christopher, every time you go to confession, I want you to confess the sin of self-reliance. And then he said, and the twin tower next to that sin, which towers in your life, self-reliance, the twin tower next to it is self-condemnation. Because inevitably, when we're relying on ourselves, we realize our self-reliance is not reliable. And then because we think it's supposed to be, we beat ourselves up that it wasn't. And that's the self-condemnation. And we just get caught in this ongoing cycle. What we're doing there, in JP2's words, is we're putting the I must first. And remember, I used that expression yesterday in the series we filmed. We can never really honestly say, I love you, God. We can only say, I love you too. Because, this is the catechism, God's initiative of love always comes first. St. John says it so clearly. This is love. Not that we first loved God, but that he first loved us. And that's why in the spousal imagery, God is always the bridegroom and we are always the bride, because our job is to open and receive a gift.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.